So what is our response to what Jesus has done for us? It ought to be obedience. It ought to be faithfulness. It ought to be allegiance, loyalty. It ought to be praise. It ought to be proclamation. And by proclamation I mean we share it. Right? We share it. We share the message of Jesus. And I got a whole lot of work to do in this, because it's one thing to proclaim Jesus here, but it's in our everyday lives. We ought to be proclaiming Jesus. I mean, we give you these little tools, these little cards, and what do we want you to do with these little cards? Do we want you, we want you to get up and leave here and just leave it on your chair? I mean, why would you take one of those little cards? It's just paper, colorful paper. Why would you take that? What would you do with it? It's just a little tool. It's a little tool you could use to maybe walk across the street or walk next door or go to the next cubicle or invite a friend at school and just say, hey, would you be my guest on Easter Sunday at First NSB? There are people in this church right now. There are people here that are a part of this church family that are here because God worked through a simple invitation. Now, your experience with inviting might be, well, I've invited people, but they don't ever show up. You know what I'd say to you? Keep doing it. And pray for them. Keep doing it. If you invite enough people, somebody might show up. There's a family that comes to mind that's in this church right now, and it's just because of a simple invitation. Someone invited them. Now, should we be sharing Jesus on our own in our everyday lives? Of course we should. But we can invite people to come and to be a part of what's happening here at First NSB on Easter weekend, for them to experience, what does Christian community look like? What does it look like to be a part of a spiritual family? If this is your first Sunday at First NSB, my hope is that when you step foot on our property today, you were greeted with some smiling faces. And that you felt, you know what? I think they're glad I'm here. Let's invite. Let's welcome. Let's demonstrate, what does it look like to live for Jesus? Let's proclaim this incredible message that the Scriptures report to us.